Thank you for having me. Thank you, Chris. As Lucas mentioned, I'm Angela and I'm a rising third year at the University of Chicago. And today I wanted to, can you guys hear me all right, by the way, just to make sure, just to check. All good. Okay, perfect. Today I just wanted to talk about like a very relevant and important topic about like getting scams and like getting all these phishing emails and messages that could potentially be like dangerous in the sense that they're trying to like extract your personal information. And as a person who's been scammed last year, like myself, I was like, this is becoming even more relevant, and the tactics that these people are using are becoming more developed and so sophisticated, especially with the help of AI. So I just wanted to, like, I know that everyone talks about it, but I just wanted to do like a session where we kind of talk about all these developed ways in which like all these scammers would potentially try to target us. I'm just going to share my screen really quickly. Perfect. Could you guys see my screen by any chance? Yes. Okay, perfect. I'll present it. Okay, all good? Perfect.
Yeah, looks great.
Thank you. Okay, so I tried to do a bit of wordplay. I tried something catch the fish before it catches you. And I just wanted to talk about like different tips on how to detect scams and phishing messages these days. So when I was doing a bit of research, as I mentioned before, this is becoming so prevalent and so like shockingly common now, saying that FBI said that online scams ranked in record like $16.6 billion were like stolen due to scamming and phishing messages, which is like an increase of 33% from 2023. And they're targeting like especially like populations, like at-risk populations like this elderly Americans, or just like other like normal people, like and then who lost about like $745 million so far in 2025 alone. And considering what we're only in, I mean, like we're 8 months into 2025, but still $745 million is a huge amount. And when I read this, it was just truly shocking and so mind blowing. And I just wanted to share like examples of scams and phishing messages that you might have come across. So actually, some of these examples, I actually got it from my own personal inbox and my own personal messages, which just shows like it's not just like at-risk population, it's not just certain populations these people are targeting, but it is like we're exposed, like all of us, like who, like no matter who we are, we're all exposed to the risk of getting scammed. Like for example, they would say, last year I got scammed when I was looking for a place to live for the summer, and this person impersonating a real estate agent from Remax scammed me. And this was the email on the top left was the email that I got that I did not really recognize I was a scam like during the time I was getting scammed. But then after I got scammed, I realized there were so many clear red flag messages that I could have detected had I thought about the signal sooner, and like had I thought about the signal sooner. So I just wanted to like this topic is like, since I've experienced it personally, that I really want to like share and just remind people of like all the signs that you should be looking out for, since you'll be seeing them just on a random day, they will come through, and then in that moment we won't realize that it's phishing or like that is scams. But like we should always be alert of like all these different signs that these scams and just phishing messages may have in your inbox. So it may come as a text, it may come as an email, it may come as like an ad where if you press on it, then it kind of installs a malicious software in your computer as well. So when I did a bit of research, scams targeting those at risk can take many forms, like especially the most common types of scams could be like confidence scams when like they try to create like a fake online identity and try to target certain populations or tech support. Um, considering like if more people need help with like some kind of technology, like especially with AI, like some scammers might try to impersonate as if they're trying to help us when they're actually trying to take away information. And these scams are becoming increasingly common within in relations to banking, like try to get your password, try to get your PIN. Like you should never give someone your PIN if you don't. Well, no, you should just full stop. Like you should just never give your PIN number to anyone, to your bank account, and lots of government related messages that could kind of scare you, and that's how they kind of target you as well. So so scams and phishing. So it can come in many different forms, as I mentioned earlier: text messages, emails, phone calls, Instagram DMs. Like if you have any social media, they might just slide into your DMs. Like they might just text you, and then you might think it's perfectly normal, but it's actually a scam. It's actually like a form of scam or phishing messages. Um, so a scam is a deceptive operation designed to illegally obtain personal data or money, and then they mostly happen online. And then phishing is a type of scam. I actually didn't know this. Such that like I didn't know that phishing was a type of scam. I thought they were two different things, but phishing is a targeted social engineering attack where criminals impersonate trusted entities to trick victims into sharing sensitive data. So, for example, the message that I received from the person impersonating a real estate agent would have been an example of phishing. So their goal is to try to trick you into clicking a link or giving your personal information or to get you to send money to them. And as I mentioned earlier, like with AI developing every single day, where we don't know like how fast this AI is developing ourselves, like these scammers are using such sophisticated tactics to target us. And these are just some examples that I found, which I thought were very sophisticated but very interesting in a sense, like of how advanced they were. So there'll be spear phishing, which is targeted emails sent to people to trick them into sharing private information, or vishing, which is voice phishing, which is actually really scary because they will call you from a number. They might call you from a number that you don't recognize. They could call you from a number that you recognize. So someone that I know got a phone call from their son being like, "I'm in the hospital, can you send me some money?" But then it wasn't their son, but it was just someone who managed to hack into like the system to kind of call the parents from the son's number and impersonate, and using AI to imitate the son's voice somehow. And then they were calling from the son's phone number to their mom, being like, "Can you send me some money?" And she was about to send him the money before she realized that it wasn't actually him. And vishing, it can come from a number that you know, so like, which is especially like more scary as well. And there's also farming, which is like redirecting people from a real website to a fake one. And then HTTPS is also kind of similar in a sense, like they make a fake website look legitimate, because all these legitimate websites have HTTPS when they start in the link. And these scammers will somehow manage to like put HTTPS somehow in their fake website to try to extract information from you. And there's also phishing, which is a QR code based phishing. Barracuda found that 1 out of 20 email inboxes are targeted with malicious QR codes. And there's also malvertising, which is where like a malicious software is hidden inside these online ads that you might come across in your normal news site or your normal site that you go on the internet. Sorry. So there are ways to check. So it's not all just bad. I mean, it is bad, but like there are ways to prevent this, or there are ways to protect yourself from this. So there is like it's a wordplay, and it's like called scam, So F stands for like if the sender looks strange, like if they have a weird email, like as you can see in the screen here, or C, it's where the content sounds urgent. So they try to create this sense of urgency or this sense of danger that you have to act now, like that that your bank account is exposed. So you have to act now. You have to send them the money. You have to give them the PIN number so that they can fix it for you somehow. And then A stands for they have some kind of attachment list they want you to press, and then they can extract information from your software. And M is where messages where it's full of mistakes or odd grammar. Sometimes when you see those scam messages, there are lots of grammar mistakes that you can easily identify. And if they do, then the chances are it is probably a scam and not an official email sent from the official sender. So, and there are many more ways to protect yourselves. First, I just wanted to build on from our last topic, because AI, as we've mentioned, is like this magical thing. And there are so many software and AI programs installed in your email app itself or on your phone that could automatically detect suspicious emails for you and automatically put it in the spam folder, so you don't even need to see it half the time. But some of them could come through, it's not to say AI is AI or software programs, they're not 100% foolproof. Some of them, which legitimate, could come through your inbox. And if that does happen, if the senders look legitimate, if the contact looks legitimate, but the content in the emails and messages have the characteristics, as I mentioned earlier, then it is really good to check up online to see if the email address is the format that the company uses. So say you get an email from Verizon, make sure the email address that you get is the format that they use at Verizon. And you can easily look this up by asking ChatGPT, saying, oh, is this the email format that this such and such company normally uses? Does this look like a scam email or not? And more likely than not, they will be able to they will be able to answer your questions in terms they will be able to tell you if it's a scam, if it could be a scam or not. So that is very useful. And as I mentioned earlier, although these software programs or ChatGPT or these AI programs are not 100% foolproof, it can help you in detecting scams and phishing emails. And always, and if it's something that seems super important and urgent, regarding your medical records, regarding your bank accounts, always call the official company. So call your healthcare provider, call your bank to actually make sure, and you have to use their official phone numbers listed on the website to actually make sure that to verify the message that you got. And never share information to someone that you do not know. And also, more likely than not, these companies, if it is legitimate, they will never ask for your personal information via text or emails. Always, you'll probably have someone calling you to ask in person, or you could have they could send you via actual posts or mails, but they will never ask for your personal information via text or emails. And if you get emails or messages that are clearly scams, just delete it and then you'll be completely safe. So okay. Just to kind of develop on the theme of AI and how you can use AI effectively to help you detect scams and phishing emails. As I mentioned earlier, they are all kind of installed in your Gmail or Outlook, so they can easily detect these scams 75%, 80% of the time. So they will just get sent straight to the spam or the junk folder, so you don't even need to check that. And you can you can ask these AIs to scan the links and attachments. And if a website is known to host scams or malware, if they have a link associated with a history of scamming or malware, they will block the page or give you a warning. So most of the time they would say, oh, this website does not seem safe. Are you sure to proceed? And you can choose not to proceed or you can choose to proceed, but they will give you a warning beforehand. And smart assistants such as Alexa, Google Assistant, Siri, and other AI and also other AI programs can also help you detect scam-like behaviors, especially in voice scams. So if you get a suspicious call and ask a software program about it, it can give you advice and flag some any known scam numbers. And for banks and credit card alerts, since this is becoming even more common nowadays, banks are now obligated to have all these like AI alerts and even more advanced like security alerts for you. So AI used by banks and credit cards monitors spending patterns. So if they see something strange, like a large wire transfer to an unknown person, it can block the transaction or send you a warning saying, "Was this you?" or "Did you need to send this person such and such amount of money?" And if you get any scams that impersonate any bank um, people or like that impersonate the bank, like please report any scams to your bank as well. So that kind of brings us to an end of our presentation. I just gathered all these like helpful resources and links that I found whilst I was researching about this topic. Like they go in depth about all these different types of phishing tactics that they use nowadays, and they help you to stay more alert and like how to detect these mistakes very quickly. So I just thought that'd be very useful to put on there. But that is the end of my presentation. But do you guys have any questions by any chance? Yes, Sophia.
I have a question about how, let me see how to explain this. I got a message in my email and it was a spreadsheet that you could input some data, and I couldn't figure out how to send that back to the person that originated it. Is there a way to send back, if somebody sends you a spreadsheet, they want your name, phone number, other information, is there a way for you to send that back to them in, it was sent in Sheets, which is a Google app.
Right. Well, there is a way. Okay, so this is not related to scamming, but there is a way. So if you so they send okay, so if they send you the spreadsheet and if you edited it or if you put in any information on there is a tab on the top right corner saying it has like an icon of a plus sign with a human on it, and then next to it says share, and then you can like share it again with the person that you want to send it to, or you can go into a tab on the top left corner that says file, and if you bring your mouse up that file tab, if you scroll down, there is an option to press download or export. And then if you download it, then it will get downloaded as an Excel sheet. So it will basically, so your file will get downloaded and then you can attach the file and then send it to the person that you want to send. Or if you press export, then I believe that it kind of redirects you to your email and then you can send it back to the person that you want to as well.
Okay, thank you.
Anyways, I think Elaine had a question. Yes.
What if you get a phone call and you don't recognize the phone number and it says spam risk? Do you ever open those? I don't.
No, I just leave them be, or I just hang up.
Yeah. I don't even answer them. And that's a great feature on the phones now where it says scam risk. I just like totally just hang up. Oh, I have two questions. One is about, I heard there's some rumor that if you do get a scam call, like if you don't know it's a scam call and you answer the phone, that you're not supposed to say yes or your name. Have you heard this? Like you're not supposed to say yes or something.
Yes. I think I heard. I definitely like heard of like there is like a rumor that goes around. And what I've been told is just, first of all, like, don't say any, like, so what I do is, like, if you don't recognize the number and if it doesn't say scam and like say I pick it up, I never like say anything first until they speak first. And then if, and then by the sound of their voice, or like if it's someone I don't recognize, or if it's like something weird, then I just hang up straight away. But I know that there's some kind of like voice automation, or like that if you say yes, or like if you say certain words like that, could like kind of expose you to some risk as well.
Yeah, I'm worried about that. I heard about that about a year ago. And then the
Right.
second question is, when you get your iPhone and you get a text, I get these texts sometimes that say, hey, how are you? What are you doing? Something, or, just obviously, I don't know what this is because I don't recognize the number. And so there's a button that says delete and report as junk.
Mhm.
Does that work? Because I still get them.
No, it doesn't.
No, so it'll be much better for you to just block them. That's what I do, because they will try to like send it to you again. Like there's this person that keeps texting me, that kept texting me like saying, hello, how are you? Like
Hello.
all these like, yeah, all these like different
Weird.
like weird questions. So I just like at first I just didn't do anything about it, but then I was like, maybe I just shouldn't let them contact me. So you just block them.
Okay.
I have a related question. This is Diane Durante. And speaking of texts, I'm sure everybody gets these texts from the Democrats or whoever. I certainly support that. I can't get them to stop sending these texts. Oh, to so and so. You read the whole thing, then want you to pay, to give them a contribution at the end. I mean, I probably get 5 of those a day. How can I turn them off? I can't, I try to block them, but they just change the number.
Exactly.
It's the same area code, but then they change the number.
Exactly. That is one of the biggest problems today. Like I literally get texts like from people saying, oh, I'm a recruiter at this company, would you be interested in taking a job? Or like 5 times a day. And the thing is, yes, I do block them, yes, I do report them as junk, but as you said, they will change their numbers. And obviously like iPhone, like iMessages, like cannot like block every single number from like, they generate different numbers. So I think the best thing for you to do is to just like kind of block them every time that they send such messages, or just kind of ignore them and just kind of delete it.
I assume that if you answer that and report it as junk, then that's making a connection right there. That might.
Yeah, you can stop. If you say stop, is there a button that says stop? It doesn't stop, but there's said that there were a couple podcasts on the last month about this, about some political parties. Your number, it's not that what happens is your number goes into a system, because now it's more cost effective to use text instead of mailing with stamps and paper. And then you might block something from one politician, but they have your number in file. And so other politicians, so you have to do it for everyone, unfortunately.
Thanks.
I somehow am listed on something that, because I read an article, a professional article. I'm not in the profession. I'm not a professor. I happen to have co-edited a book years ago, but I'm not in the field. And so I keep getting these notices that since you read this article, you will be interested in this, blah, blah, blah. And then there is a thing to fill out. And I say, no, I'm not in this profession. I'm not interested, blah, blah, blah. And that doesn't have any effect. And then I get another one saying that your article, because somebody else happens to have my name and initial, your article on so-and-so has been read by such and so. And then I fill this thing out. That's not me. I don't write in that field, blah, 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 blah. And it's just ignored. It's just a waste of time.
Right, exactly. I mean, for some reason get that like sometimes as well, like being like your name's been mentioned in this article, or like someone, and I'm just like, well, I'm only 20, like I'm only 19, 20, like I've never written an article. But like for those, do you get them on email or by text?
I get it on email. I don't use text very much.
Then if you get it on email, then it's much easier to block, I think, because it normally like comes from like a saved website. Like those are not necessarily scams, but it could just be like what it is a scam, but like you can just like block the address and then hopefully you won't get them anymore.
Okay, thank you.
I haven't. And if this is not what you're here to discuss, that's fine. I apologize. And that is, it keeps vibrating and I can't get it to stop. And I've gone to the do not disturb. I've gone to the settings for vibrations. Nothing seems to make it stop. And there's no reason for it. Notifications, I don't know what it is. It's a Samsung.
And your phone keeps vibrating.
Yeah. And I have a Samsung. Maybe I should just go to the Samsung store because I don't know. It's something with the settings. I don't know what it is.
Okay, from the top of my mind, because I use an iPhone, but from what I know, like when you say vibrate, like does it always vibrate like when you get a notification, or does it just like constantly vibrate? Like what do you mean like vibrate?
Every few minutes. Couple times, every 5 minutes, every 3 minutes. It just it doesn't, I don't have a sound, I have a vibration. And it won't stop.
Check your clock.
Yeah, check your, like, could there be an alarm set every 3 minutes, like a timer?
Good idea.
Or do you know what I do sometimes? I just turn my phone off, like I shut it down and then turn it back on again so that it resets itself.
Good idea.
That could help. I don't know. And then if that doesn't help, then maybe go into your settings and then to notifications and then see if there's an option to do with vibration and then see if you can find a reason why it's always like vibrating. So
Yeah. I actually have vibrate, but I'll check it again. I think I'll turn it off. That makes a difference because it wasn't always like that. It's been like this for the last couple of weeks.
Oh,
So, yeah, what happened? Thank you. All right.
I have another question about. I get in Gmail. I get spam stuff that comes in my Gmail, and I just hit, report as spam. I just do that. And I feel comfortable doing that. I don't have a problem. But there's one email that I get all the time. It's not hurting me. It's kind of interesting information, but it doesn't give me an unsubscribe. It does have an unsubscribe button, but I always wonder when you hit. I'm afraid to hit the unsubscribe button because I think that might be like a phishing thing in the unsubscribe button. Is that possible? That if you hit unsubscribe, that something can happen to you? At the bottom of the page, like at the bottom of the page where it says unsubscribe me, when you do that,
it's at the bottom of the page.
Yeah.
Good question.
I always wondered about that because I don't do that anymore. Like I just reported to Google as a phishing because I'm now afraid to hit the unsubscribe button because I think it's going to have something in it, like some virus or something.
Exactly. No, because I was going to ask you if the unsubscribe button is within. So if you get it on Gmail, there's always like a small option next to the address of the sender.
That's the problem. I have one that doesn't have that option.
That doesn't have that option. And then
but it does have an unsubscribe at the bottom, but I'm afraid
at the bottom. Right, but then because that's part of the page, that's part of the software that they send you through your attachment. So the thing that I would do if I were in your shoes, I would just block it.
Okay.
Like within the actual Gmail, like I would not risk anything like clicking or anything that they send.
Yeah, okay. I always worry about the unsubscribe button on things.
Exactly. Elaine?
So the block is where they have those 3 dots and then you press on the block, those 3 dots, and then if that tells you what to do.
Yeah,
To-
like if you press on the three dots, and normally it always like says in like a red font. So yeah, like, and then you just press block, and then you'll just never see that sender in your inbox again.
You can't do that on AOL, just on Gmail, right?
Oh, no. There should be an option on that platform as well.
Okay. 'Cause
They all have it.
oh, okay. I didn't know. I have both AOL and Gmail, so.
So, oh, you can ask ChatGPT how to block someone on AOL.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I didn't do the Chat GPT yet, but I'm gonna do it.
And you've got the video, so you can always refer back to that video.
So nice to get the help. Thank you so much. This is such a
No, thank you.
This is
so challenging. I like technology, so I really appreciate you.
Thank you. No, it's because I like as I mentioned earlier, like I was scammed last year and I lost like a considerable sum of money trying to like for rent.
Really?
And
No.
yeah, so like it is like a tough like this is like a topic that I'm like actually like I actually do care about because like you would like because I'm exposed to technology and I see all these like information about oh this is a scam and you would expect like you would expect yourself to be alert and to know, but then within the moment you like actually don't see the red flags until afterwards you get scammed and then you're like wait that sorry.
What happened?
What happened was, so I was looking for a place to stay for my internship last summer in Chicago, and I posted it on. This is my fault, but this is how people normally do it. Like some people post on Facebook, like place being like, "Oh, I'm looking for a place to stay," and then this person impersonating a real estate agent reached out to me on my Facebook Messenger. So it's like not even like an official Gmail, like on a social media app, being like, oh, I might have a place that kind of fits your description. And then they impersonated a real estate company, and then they had all these official looking email like sites and all of that. So I was like, okay, like they are legitimate. And then I sent them my first month of rent before moving in. And then they asked me if I can send in my second month of rent because the landlord got a better offer. And that's when I realized, wait, but we signed a contract, like that should not be a thing. And then that's when I realized oh, it was a scam. And then when I looked back at the emails that I got, the format of the emails were not like what's it called were not the same, like they were not linear, like they were all very like slightly changed, and like you could have like it was so clear, like, it was so obvious, like when you looked back it's like in retrospect like you were like oh wait that was such a telltale sign, but at the moment in the moment I don't know. And then yeah, so an important lesson learned in that way.
Did
So,
they catch them?
no, I reported it to the bank, I reported it to the police, to everyone, and I couldn't catch them.
You lost the money. Wow.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah, but my dad was like, it was an important lesson, and now I will know when I get those emails, like when I get those messages, like now I'll be able to tell. So it was a valuable lesson. Yes, at a huge cost, but it was fine.
I had somebody impersonate a friend of mine who's like a childhood friend that I don't see that often, but he's a writer and he does travel and so maybe about 10 years ago, and then said, hi, I'm doing a writing workshop thing in like Singapore or somewhere. And he said that he lost his passport, he lost his wallet. Can you wire me some money? And I panicked because I was like, oh yeah, this sounds like him. Like this sounds like my friend. He's a writer. He would be there. And so I was like, oh my God. So I was like I said, let me know. Can you send me your information? I'm so sorry. Give me a call. And he didn't call. And I said, no, call me. Can you call?
Yes,
and then
Mhm.
I went to the University of Chicago police and I
Mhm.
kept the conversation going because I realized I was being scammed because I called him and he was fine. And so I kept the conversation going and then I
Mhm.
printed out all the email, but the same thing with you, like nobody got caught, but I did report it and they sent it to like the FBI and stuff. It was like a big deal. Like it was, you know, it was a major scam. Like I could have easily like sent this stranger money.
Exactly. And like, just building on that, like there was a news article that I read recently that someone will call you from a phone number that you know. So like say for example, like my mom could get a phone call from my number. It would come up as Angela on her phone, but it
Right.
would not actually be me because there's a way for these scammers to use AI to imitate my voice
Right.
because somehow my data or my voice is somehow leaked online. And
Right.
there's a way for them to use my voice and then call from my number to my mom's number. And then they would be like, oh, mom, I'm lost. Like, can you send me some money? Or like, and all of that. And like my mom's friend like received this call from supposedly her son asking for money. And then she found a way to like actually reach out to her son and realize that it was a scam. But we have to be careful because now these people are tapping into people's phone numbers and somehow using AI to imitate your voice to pretend that there's someone that they're not and try to get money from you in that way. So me and my mom, we have a secret code that
This is the thing. This is the thing.
yeah, it is a thing. So we made a secret code. Like so if she gets a call like that, or if I get a call from my mom like that, then we'll just say the secret code and then we'll actually know that is each other. But it is actually really creepy how they can imitate your voice and call you in that way.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much.
Crazy. No, thank you. Thank you so much. So have a lovely weekend. Thank you. Thank you. Sophia, sorry.
No,
Do you
I
have a
was just
question?
gonna say, I was scammed the year before last out of money trying to buy a ticket through Ticketmaster. So I think another way you can be scammed also is if you start out trying to buy a ticket online and all of a sudden you're switched to talking to somebody, talking to a person. I think that's a key that lets you know that you are being scammed because most of these tickets you buy, I believe you do the entire thing online. You don't talk to anybody.
You're right about that. That's a good point.
You choose your seat and everything. Whatever you're doing, buy that ticket, you are not talking to anybody. All of a sudden, I was talking to a human being. I don't know. I don't know how that person got in on it, but all of a sudden I was talking to a human being, and that's who scammed me out of the money I was going to use to buy a ticket for a concert.
Oh my days. I mean, it's a good thing that you caught it. It's a good thing that you realized that it was a scam.
Yeah, but I mean, I lost my money. The bank said that they still had to send the money. I lost the money, but I'm just saying, I think that is another way to recognize you're being scammed when you're buying a ticket. If all of a sudden you now are talking to a person.
Human, right? Exactly.
Things are a little different now. It's scarier. My daughter's 27 and she used to go to Lollapalooza when she was younger. And it used to be so like easy. It's so much easier. Like she had some tickets she wanted to sell and I literally like sold them online to a stranger, you know, and it was just like things seemed like a little bit more innocent back in the day, but now you can't really do that. You really
Yeah.
You got to be really careful these days. Yeah. I see what you're saying about the tickets though. You're right, because you don't have to talk to anybody ever.
I haven't tried to buy another ticket since.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
No. I'll get somebody to do it for me.
Right. All right. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
What I do
Bye.
is
Thank you.
I forward, sometimes if I'm not sure, I just forward it to my son and then he says, Mom, you're right, this is a scam. Don't open it. So if you know somebody who can help you, that's one way to go. But if you forward it, is that going to mess that person up?
No,
That's what
Well,
I'm afraid about.
it's an
as long
issue.
as I mean, as long as they don't click on the link, if you forward it, then it's fine. Like just to ask them, like, oh, this is like legitimate, and like as long as they don't click it, then you guys should all be safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Other than that, I think you had a question.
I just wanted to say thank you. I did have a
Thank
question
you.
actually, though.
Mhm.
If you leave your computer on when you walk, like overnight, are you leaving yourself vulnerable to people getting into your information or anything, or should I just turn it off?
It's best to turn it off. Like, what do you mean leave your computer on? Like, you just leave your computer on and then you just walk away, or
Right.
Do you
yeah,
put
it's
do you put it to sleep or?
Well, even putting it to sleep, it's still on, I guess. I don't
I
know if
mean,
people
like,
can get into your information if it's not turned off.
right, I mean, like, okay, so if you leave it on and then if you move away, after like a few minutes, like after like a certain time, your computer will lock itself. So as like if you have some kind of password set on your laptop, so in that way, even if they turn the computer on, if they don't know the password, then they can't get to your computer, which means they like you should be fine,
So-
but like at the same time, you wouldn't want to leave your computer unattended, but like they won't be able to get in on your computer as long as they are locked out of the actual hardware or the computer itself or like computer itself.
So if it goes to sleep, it's fairly safe.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know.
As long as your computer's locked, then yes. Like as long as you have like some kind of security password, then yes.
Great. Well, thank you so very much, Angela. Another great conversation. Thanks everybody for the good Q&A. And
Thank you so much,
yeah,
guys.
Yes, thank
yeah,
you.
hope you have a fabulous